Chapter 8, Mishnah 2. We learned in Chapter 7, Mishnah 8, that a renter does not have to pay for accidental losses that he could have prevented. Our Mishnah deals with someone who was both a renter and a borrower, and the animal he was using died accidentally. The question is whether it was a rented animal that died or a borrowed one. The Mishnah begins by presenting three cases of how he became both a renter and a borrower, and then gives the law in all three cases. Someone borrows a cow, and either one, he borrowed it for half the day and rented it for the other half of the day. Or two, he borrowed it for a full day and rented it for the next day. Or three, he rented one cow from the owner and borrowed another one from him. And the cow died, but we do not know whether it died during the time it was borrowed or during the time it was rented, or whether it was the borrowed cow that died or the rented one. Whatever the case, there were no witnesses to say what really happened. The Mishnah now teaches that the law in these cases depends on the claims made by the borrower and lender. There are four possible sets of claims, and the law is different for each of them. The first set of claims. If the lender said the borrowed cow is definitely the one that died, or in the case where he borrowed it for one day and rented it for another, or the lender says it definitely died on the day it was borrowed, or in the case where he borrowed it for half a day and rented it for the other half of the day, the lender says it definitely died during the time it was borrowed. In all of these cases, the other one, the borrower, says, I do not know what happened. The borrower is obligated to pay for the cow. Since the borrower would have to swear an oath in this case to free himself from paying, and he cannot swear that he is exempt because he admits that he does not know what really happened, he is required to pay. The second set of claims. If the renter says the rented cow is definitely the one that died, or in the case where he borrowed the cow for one day and rented it for another day, the renter says it definitely died on the day it was rented. Or in the case where he borrowed it for half a day and rented it for half a day, he says it definitely died during the time it was rented. And in all of these cases, the other one, the cow's owner, says, I do not know what happened. The renter is exempt from paying for the cow that died because the renter is not obligated to swear an oath in this case. The third set of claims. If this one, the cow's owner, says it was definitely the borrowed cow that died, or he says the cow definitely died while it was borrowed, and this one, the renter, says it was definitely the rented cow that died, or he says the cow definitely died while it was rented, the renter should swear that the rented cow died, or that the cow died while it was being rented, and then he does not have to pay. Since he is sure that he is right about which animal died or when it died, there's nothing to prevent him from swearing that his claim is true. Thus, if he swears, he does not have to pay. The fourth set of claims. If this one, the cow's owner, says, I do not know what happened, and this one, the renter, says, I do not know what happened, they divide the loss of the cow. The borrower pays for half its value, and the owner loses the other half.